a day of remembrance for HIP 22460. President Zachary Hudson has announced that today is a federal day of remembrance for those lost in HIP 22460 on August 9th. In a public address, the president formally acknowledged the recent tragedy. The Battle of HIP 22460 is a dark day in our interstellar nation's history. The crews of the FNS Bombardier, FNS Fortitude and FNS Varian Scott gave their lives with dignity and honor, as did many other courageous individuals. They will never be forgotten for as long as the Federation endures. We recognize this massacre of defenseless crew for what it was, the latest example of unrelenting hostility by our Thargoid enemy. Another event which leads me to believe no peace can be brokered with that species. I promise, under no uncertain terms, that the loss of over 50,000 naval personnel will be avenged. Shadow President Felicia Winters provided a statement to the Federal Times. I wholeheartedly support the creation of this day of remembrance, but we are not entirely blameless in causing the disaster. If not for an ill-considered commitment of Federal Navy resources to Salvation's banner, this misguided project might never have been realized. I might add that President Hudson fails to explain precisely how we will enact revenge upon the Thargoids. Now that we appear to lack further superweapon technology, our conventional forces will be severely challenged if the conflict escalates.
Frameshift drive charging.
Thargoid rule claim draws speculation. An independent journalist has suggested that some survivors of the Battle of HIP 22460 heard a strange alien sound.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Of unknown origin. Flint firemaker Lafos published his theories via the Rewired network. Only a handful of crew members rescued from HIP 2.
Hyperdicition contact. System sequence initiate. Thrusters online. Frameshift anomaly detected.
2460 managed to give garbled first-hand accounts before being placed under military quarantine. Naturally, most talked about how those damn bugs wiped out almost everyone, but a few mentioned something bizarre heard shortly after the Thargoid counterattack. These witnesses described it in various ways: ghastly, overwhelming, monstrous to name a few. Jade Sanderlin, Vox Galactica's hotshot reporter, said it was a noise which shook our bodies, screeching through our skulls. Now, there are no audio recordings in the public domain to share, but there's definitely a pattern if you study the reports closely.